So I might do a new thing called Thursday Tea with Jake. So anyways, today I want to talk about flexibility because I was originally supposed to do a podcast with the co-founder of Gloss Genius, their major booking software here in the beauty industry. And, I kind of had some congestion, a cold. She was sick. And so we're like, we'll just move it to Monday. And I have like this impromptu, I'm visiting my parents right now. So I'm in Alabama. We're out in the country, but I got this impromptu set up where I have like a table outside and I'm sitting in this swing that my dad built. And I got this microphone here that I bought for $40 just to have something to travel and make podcasts. But yeah, I think flexibility is huge. And one thing that I see that a lot of people, they make the mistake of being too hard on themselves, like whether they're, investing in advertising and it doesn't work out as quick as they want it to, or, they're scared to take a risk because they're scared of what people think. That goes along with flexibility to me because it all comes down to being able to forgive yourself because, for me, for example, cryptocurrency, I lost a lot of money recently on cryptocurrency because I took a big risk and, it didn't go well. But things like that happen. While it's like, oh, shucks, I wish that didn't happen. Like, I'm not going to be mad at myself because my personality and taking a lot of risk and being an entrepreneur, that's what made me, successful or where I am today. And so I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be flexible. I'm gonna forgive myself and I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna bounce back and I'm still gonna keep going and doing the things that I think are the right moves, even if I make mistakes here and there. Because it's like with advertising, I get people who are like, oh, it's been 2 weeks and I haven't gotten as many bookings as I thought. No, not everybody's like that. It's just like, some people. And when I really talk to them, what it stems down to is, whether it's they told their business partner, that they were going to make it the first 2 weeks, or their husband helped them pay for it. And, now there's external pressure on them and they're afraid of judgment that, they might be judged for making the wrong decision. And so that's what I mean by flexibility and being able to forgive yourself. Like stop worrying about what people think. Stop putting that external pressure on yourself because honestly, guys, all that does is lead to it leads to taking shortcuts. It leads to being impatient because if you want to, make the right impression on someone or you want to impress somebody, you want it to happen now. And, you're attaching your ego to the results. And when you attach your ego to the results, that's when you're going to feel the pressure. You're going to be like, oh, I got to make this happen now. And it's just going to go downhill from there. It's not going to work out because we all know that, there are certain blueprints and battle plans and things you can follow, but don't take shortcuts. When I say shortcuts, I'm talking about compromising your integrity, compromising your morals, compromising what you know is the right thing to do just so you can get faster results or just because you think it's going to pay off. That's what I mean by taking shortcuts. And so many people take, quick shortcuts because they want to cut corners here or cut corners there. It's like Airbnb or short-term rentals. Like I recently bought a house and I designed it myself. I put, the best of the best of it. I mean, not the best of the best, but I put a lot of high quality stuff in there and I wanted to make it really, be an enjoyable experience for people. But as I was talking to interior designers and talking to all kinds of people, it seems like typically what people do is they'll just, put in some cheap crap in there, or like even on Facebook groups, they were talking about, oh, I'm going to put in some, stuff from Facebook Marketplace, or I'm going to, get things off Craigslist or get things off, the thrift store, which is fine if that's what they want to do. But to me, that's cutting corners and that's, not really being excellent. In the Air Force, we always talk about excellence in all we do, and that's something I've always tried to live by. And so, my point, guys, is do your best, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. Be flexible and just let it ride. If things don't work out, hey, it's all good. I'm going to move on and I'm going to keep doing my best. At the end of the day, you want to be able to say like, hey, I did my best. I had good intentions. If I made a mistake, then okay, I'll learn from it. If it didn't work out, okay, I'll try something different. I think it was Thomas Edison that said he tried 1,000 different ways to get the light bulb going before he finally found one. So he failed 1,000 times before he found that one. And with today's sensitive and touchy culture, I think so many of us would probably quit after the first or second or third or 10th or 20th or 40th, attempt at, if we were trying to invent the light bulb, we'd be like, well, so-and-so thinks that I should have already done it, so I'm just going to not try anymore because I'm scared of what people think. Or, I've already posted about this on Facebook, so, everybody's expecting me to succeed because on Facebook and Instagram, everybody's successful and everybody's happy. So if I show them that I'm not happy, then, it's going to make me look bad and all that. So, and I'm not perfect, guys. Like, I think a lot of the times the reason I don't do content is because I'm afraid it's not going to be perfect. Like, I don't want to sound dumb. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to put out stuff that people are not going to watch. So I have to overcome this stuff myself too. And that's why I think I'm equipped to talk about it, because it's coming from personal experience. It's coming from, my own experience. And so today I don't like to say New Year's resolution because I try to make every day better. But if I had to call it a New Year's resolution for 2022 or something that I'm starting to do, it's going to be to get myself out there more and stop worrying about what, people think. Just doing content and just sharing getting on here and just sharing my heart, sharing my views, and not, worried about saying or like worried about messing up, or like, oh, well, what if somebody doesn't like it? Or what if somebody disagrees with me? I'm just going to, share my heart, do my best, have good intentions, and then, if somebody doesn't like it, that's their own issue. I'm not going to worry about that. So I encourage you guys, if you face the same thing, which I know a lot of you do, I'm not going to sit here and play dumb. I know a lot of you have the same thoughts because I hear them every day. You're like, oh, I'm scared to make videos, or I'm scared to get myself out there, or, social media is just not for me, like when it comes to business. A lot of you know what you could be doing to succeed, and you're just not doing it because you're afraid of the external pressure. You're afraid of making the mistakes. You're not being flexible. You're not forgiving yourself if you do mess up. Like, we're all going to make mistakes. Like, I think Michael Jordan or somebody said, I fall 6 times, I'll get back up 7 times. You always keep getting back up. And so I know that's something it's a pretty common saying, and I know this is a pretty common theme, but I just wanted to give you my perspective and my kind of twist on it, just because I experienced it today myself, of where, I had to be flexible. I had to set up, my podcast studio outside. I was kind of like running behind schedule. I was kind of like, the baby was up all last night. I've been kind of sick. So it's just being able to be flexible and switch with the times and just adapt is really, it's like being a pilot in the military. Like, we always have to, we have our checklist, we have our way of doing things, but when stuff goes wrong, we have to adapt. We have to quickly change it up. We have to go with the best possible scenario, because it's not going to be perfect. There's always going to be mistakes on every flight, but we have to quickly bounce back from those. Don't let them snowball, and keep it going. So, all right, guys, if you can relate to this, let me know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, or let me know in a review if you're listening on the podcast. And so I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you have a great rest of 2021, or if you're listening to this in 2022, then I hope you have a great year. All right, guys, bye.